Katie, if you can share a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay. I'm Katie Nicholas. I am one of the owners of Shamrock's Discount Janitor Supply, and we sell commercial cleaning products and equipment to cleaning companies, school districts, churches, any business really, and we're also open to the public. So,
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I guess before we dive too deep into the podcast, I'm going to pull up your Instagram. And I want to ask a couple of questions about the photos you have. Yeah, so the first photo with your sister, when was this taken? If you can share a little bit about the details behind the photo.
Yeah, that was about a year ago. She came out for a business trip. We were looking for a location, looking for a building to open up our second location in Peoria. And she came out, and the night before I said, I'm going to take you out. We're going to go country dancing. And that's what we did. So that's why she's got the
Cowboy hat.
And we went to the distillery and had fun drinks and lots of line dancing. So it was a good time.
Nice. How about this one with the flat tire on?
Oh, yes. That was a few months ago. I was driving down the 17. Tire pressure light went on, and I got off real quick on Bell. And as I was getting off, the tire flew off of my car and thankfully didn't hit anybody. And I was able to just slowly grind to the side, right? And
I bet it was making a lot of noise from the photos.
A ton of noise. I thought my car was totaled, that's for sure. I don't know anything about cars, so. And with that, I called my husband and gave him the wrong information and called and frantic, my wheel fell off my car. And so, of course, he ran quickly down there and realized, it's not your wheel, your tire came off. Yeah. So, yeah, anyway.
No, I would have I don't know, that's pretty terrifying.
Yes.
The entire for the people that are listening, the entire what would you call it? Like wherever that's touching the ground, like how would you call that part? Like not the side, but like the main part just fully came off, right? It looks like that from the photo.
Yeah, the tire fully stripped off, and the wheel is just grinding along the road. Yes, but
how about this latest post you have with your mom? Can you share us some info about it?
Yeah, absolutely. We were just in New Mexico because my mom was inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame. She has lived in New Mexico almost her whole life, and she was just like an amazing high school athlete, amazing college athlete, went to UNM, and then she was a coach for like 30 years, and they won multiple state championships in softball. And so she was nominated to be in the Hall of Fame, and she got in. And part of what was really cool is, I don't know if you know Ty Murray. He is a famous bull rider, and he helped start PBR, which is like a big bull riding association and event. Anyway, he was there, so we got to meet him, and she's on the wall next to him, which is really cool. So anyway, that was her dream, and she earned it. So that's what that photo is.
That's awesome. Did you play sports growing up?
She did, yeah. She played all the sports. So volleyball, softball, basketball.
Did you play?
Oh, did I play? I did when I was little. And then freshman year, I think was my last year playing sports. I just didn't love it, and I wanted to earn money. So sophomore year, when I turned 16 and I was allowed to get a job, I quit playing sports and I went and got a job because I wanted money to buy clothes.
What was your first job?
Well, first job, I was only allowed to work there for a week. I got a job at Cinnabon in the Cottonwood Mall. And same mall. Have you ever seen, what's that spinoff show from Breaking Bad? Saul Goodman.
I wouldn't know.
Better Call Saul. Really? Oh, yeah, okay. Because you're not from New Mexico.
Okay. So I guess in New Mexico, people from there knows. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, anybody out there who watches Better Call Saul, it takes place, the setting is... they film it in New Mexico. And he's the manager at Cinnabon. Anyway, I worked at that Cinnabon. That was my first job. And my dad thought I was going to blow up to be 300 pounds if I worked there. So he made me quit, and I got a job at the gym instead. And so I worked the front desk at the gym for 7 years. So anyway.
No, that's fine. It's a complete opposite. Your dad was like, okay, you're gonna gain weight. You gotta lose weight.
Yes, exactly.
Go to the gym.
Yep.
I guess we'll jump into more of the business side of Shamrocks. What is some misconceptions about the janitorial supply world?
Maybe that it's just a bunch of like toxic chemicals. That's not true. We have green products as well that work really well, and lots of tools. So a lot of like efficiency in cleaning comes from the tools themselves to help professional cleaners get the job done.
Did you ever thought growing up that you would, kind of carry on your dad's business?
I actually didn't. No, I did not. My sister and I think both of us weren't interested in it. We worked for him because it's awesome when you work for your parents. We loved all the employees being there, being around my dad. Obviously, great schedule. Whenever school things would come up, he'd let you leave work early to go to school or whatever you needed to do. No, I had always wanted to be a teacher, and I think my sister had always wanted to be a nurse. And then, I don't think we wanted it until it was gifted to us, and then we realized what an amazing opportunity it is to have your own business. And then just kind of fell in love with it. And it just brings back a lot of childhood memories because we had a lot of great relationships with customers because of my dad and because we worked the front desk with him, that all of that just kind of like sparked the love of the business. And I think maturity too, right? Like last time I worked for my dad, I was 21 and all I wanted to do was, hang out with my boyfriend and friends and whatever. And so I think as the years have passed and I've matured a little bit, I realized like, everybody should want this. Like having your own business is the dream. So.
How old were you when you inherited the business?
25.
Okay. Was there a lot of like, you said you worked there, but was there a lot of like having to figure things out?
Yes, there was a lot of that. And thankfully, my older sister, she at the time was living in Ireland, but their stay there had come up. Like, I think my dad passed away, and within 6 months, she moved back to Albuquerque. So really, she did all of the legwork and hard work on that. She and our employees, we've had so many great loyal employees. They really stepped up to help when my dad was sick, when he couldn't come in, and then when he passed away. They kept the doors open. I mean, it was really them. And then when my sister came back to town, she did a lot of hard work along with the employees to keep the doors open and to grow it and keep it alive, really. So it's all them. It wasn't me. But
how difficult is it to start a janitorial supply business?
It depends. So when my dad started, he had a network of carpet cleaners because he was a carpet cleaner himself. And then he went to the supplier side. So he was just a hustler. I know it was hard at first getting clients. For me personally, Shamrock, New Mexico is subsidizing Shamrock, Arizona to help us get started. So the funds are there for us. What's hard for us here in New Mexico is in Arizona is getting our name out. Where like in Arizona or New Mexico, everybody already knows us. Well, Arizona, we're starting from scratch, right? We've got to build it from the bottom here. So financially, it's fine because we have the support from New Mexico, but it's a different kind of hard work. It is.
Do you feel the pressure, or like what is that like? Because you gotta obviously the goal is for it to independently be able to profit and operate and grow, and
right.
And what is it like to come to a new state and having to kind of start that new journey?
There is a lot of pressure with it, but it's good pressure because I feel like as the owner, the sky's the limit, right? Like I'm not just getting paid hourly and I go home when my shift is over. Your brain is on all the time thinking about how you can grow your business and what you can do and what context you can make. So it feels like sort of a never-ending project, which is a lot of pressure. But then it's also very exciting because this project can be as large as we want it to be and as hard as I can work for it, if that makes sense. Mm. So the harder I work, the better it's going to be, which Definitely. Is pretty cool. But it is a lot of pressure. Mm.
What are some things that you've learned from this business?
Oh, goodness. People. take care of people, train people well, they will come back. No matter what happens, they will be loyal to you. If you're kind to them, if you have great customer service, even with employees, if you take care of your employees and you give them what they need and you support them, they're going to be loyal to you. And they're not, when someone comes and poaches them and says, hey, come work for me, they're not going to, because they know that you're going to take care of them. So people, I think, just having good relationships with people and being loyal to them and going the extra mile to help them, I think I've learned is the key.
That's amazing. So you mentioned a little bit about, actually, I wanna go touch on with your sister. What is your relationship like with your sister?
It's great. We are close. We are closer now than probably we've ever been. And a lot of it has to do with the business and us needing to stay in touch with one another all the time. Like I talk to her every day at least once, where before we were doing this, I don't even remember how often we would talk, because we were both busy with separate things, living in separate states. And now that we have this project together, we talk all the time, and it's been great. I feel like it's really revived our relationship, and it's silly because we can go from like sister mode to business. So we can be joking around or venting about whatever in our personal life, and then we're like, okay, now back to business. Yeah. And so we can turn it on and off, which is really great.
That's awesome. We're gonna go a little deeper here into like, I guess I'll premise this by saying I've been asking a lot of questions to a lot of guests about what does their family mean to them.
Okay.
Yeah. And as I get older, I realize that family is very important. And I know this sounds a little crazy. It's like, it sounds like an obvious statement. And you're like, Doc, and come on, like we all know that. But I guess I'm just trying to gather more perspectives or other people's experiences of how the common theme has been that they gain more strength. I see my friends have a new kid, new baby, get into a marriage and have kids, and they are working harder than ever. Yeah, I see that. I've like saw that firsthand, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, how, dude, you're already working so much, and how you're working even more, and it's like you're raising a kid and you're working more hours. Like, dude, how you do it? So I just been asking everyone of like, what does family mean to you, and how does that help you grow as a person? Like, kind of overall theme, however you want to take it, however you want to explain it. Katie, what does family mean to you?
I think family means everything. So I feel like family and relationships are like the key to life, right? Like we go to work to take care of someone else. I don't know, human beings thrive off of relationships. And if you don't have relationships, you're not thriving. I love my kids so much. I wish that we had more kids, because I love the idea of like a big family. I think work-life balance is important too. You were just talking about working harder, which, yes, I understand you want to work harder because you have more mouths to feed. But also I feel like there's a balance. Like I am so willing to do with less just so that I could have more time with my kids. Like I don't want to fill their lives with like stuff and the latest and greatest. I would rather be able to have enough time after work to like be with them and spend time with them. I think that's the most important. I feel like I'm at home if my kids are with me. So like no matter where we are, if I'm out of town and I don't have my kids with me, I feel like a little bit anxious. I know that they're safe, whoever they're with, but yeah, I just kind of want to be with them. And, but when I know they're with me, I can be anywhere and feel comfortable. I don't know. My favorite thing is to just come home and play with them, play games with them. And like my ideal Friday night is honestly like family movie night, eating popcorn with the boys. And yeah, I just love my kids.
How old are they?
I have a 5 and a 7-year-old. Yeah.
What is some parenting tips that you learned?
Oh gosh. I feel like, okay, giving them the warning has helped me a lot. Like you're letting your kids watch their favorite show, and instead of just like turning it off, you say, all right, in 5 minutes, you got to turn it off. So giving them that like mental, all right, it's about to be off. And then they cry and throw a fit less, which is good. And choices, the manipulate your kids as long as you can when they're little. Okay, so here's an example. What are they going to wear to school? Mom picks 2 mom-approved choices, but then you show your kid, which one do you want to wear? So then they think they're choosing, but really, I chose, but they get to pick which one, right? Or like food. Do you want this one or that one? And
Why do they not? Why don't they get to choose what they wear? Is it just...
Well, I mean, depending on the event, right? Like if we're going to go to church, you're not going to wear your like ripped Suns t-shirt to church. So, I don't know. I want them to look nice.
Yeah, definitely.
And they need to learn how to look nice,
Of course,
right?
of course.
Or what's appropriate when. And for me, honestly, it's the whining. If you can like choose something for them and then make it think that it's their choice, then no one's crying, no one's whining, no one's complaining. So that's saved my life a lot.
Instead of like, oh, you have to wear this today. Like then there's more of like, I don't want to wear this.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Interesting.
So you give them choices and then they're happier. And then you're happier because you're not dealing with the fit.
What is something that I'm going to kind of reverse it of what is something you learned from your kids?
Oh gosh. They are a mirror. So any bad behavior, the way if they like yell or mistreat each other, I'm like, where did they learn that? They learned it from me. I act like that. I throw a fit when I don't get what I want. So that's been big. That's been like hey, look in the mirror, Katie. Your kids are sort of a reflection of who you are, and I'm modeling certain behaviors every single day. And so it's made me way more aware of what I say, how I say it, choices I make, because they're just watching and copying all the time. So
do you think we do you ever feel like your mom?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's sometimes that happens to me too, of like you can't get away from genetics. Yes. And growing up, the environment that you grew up, I don't know what it is, but sometimes it's like just how you think or the stuff you do, and this is like, it feel like it all correlates to as I'm getting older. I'm like, oh, I'm becoming more like my dad.
Yes.
Like,
whether it's good or bad,
good
right?
or bad. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes, but I think it, well, I'm just going to say it because I thought about it, but I feel like, it helps us, understand how our parents think. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it helps us, I guess, get to know them more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do think when you're a kid, you think your parents are perfect. And then you become an adult and you're like, oh, they're a human. And then you start acting like them and you're like, yeah, it's interesting.
Actually, I saw an interesting quote on the internet, even I'm not a parent. And that was like, man, that is a good kind of a way to live life, even if you don't have kids, is that, like you just said, that like your kids one day are going to grow up and understand like who you really are. Just mm-hmm. like we did the same and grew up, and like from your parents being like these just perfect human beings to like, oh, so this is like who my dad is. Oh, this is what my mom is like. You kind of get to know them. And the quote was pretty much kind of saying of like, make sure that you are becoming the person that like you're proud of your kids, to like when they grow up and really understand who you are outside of just mom and dad, like make sure that you're proud that, the person that they get to know is like someone that
they're proud of.
That they're proud of, yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's great. That's a great parenting tip right there, is like be someone they're proud of when they're older. Like they're proud to be like, this is my mom. That's a good goal to have.
I think we need we'll change subject a little bit.
Okay. Are we
parenting.
being too serious?
Yeah, I think we got very, very serious very quick. So I want to lighten up the mood a little bit. And what are some of your favorite restaurants in Phoenix?
Oh gosh. So I just tried Flower Child. That place was cute and good. Apparently it's a franchise. Didn't know that. Apparently they have some in Texas too. So I'm new to the party. I like the idea of like all the fun brunch spots in Scottsdale. I've only been to a couple. So Morning Squeeze, that place is cute. Yep. Has like the retro seats and really good bacon. I like that place. And then what is it? Prep and Pastry. Have you ever been there?
Where's it at?
It's in Old Town. I forget. It's like by the water, and you can eat, walk by the water, and then go shopping in the little Old Town shops. But anyway, that place it's sort of Instagram worthy too.
Okay.
I like all the places where you could take a cute picture, and I feel like that's part of it, right? Like good food and atmosphere.
It is.
I love it.
Especially nowadays. I feel like every restaurant should just have like one wall that's like a signature wall for them, where people can take photos and stuff.
It's genius.
What is your current strategy for gaining business in Phoenix?
Ooh, so my current strategy, networking. So I've joined a couple networking groups, so BNI, and then West Valley Women's Networking Group. So just trying to meet people and get our name out there. And then the other thing is cold calls. We call people a lot. So right now we're focused on cleaning companies, because if we can get in with a cleaning company, then they can lead us to other businesses. So we've been calling a lot of cleaning companies. Just this morning, I stopped by a couple just to say, hi, I exist. Come see us. So yeah, just talking to people, really building relationships.
I want to ask about your store.
Oh, yes.
Yes. If you want to share us more about the store location, or how you guys operate, or what people can buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have 2 locations. So one is in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the other is in Peoria, Arizona. So the one that I run is Peoria, Arizona. It's located in Olive Business Park off of the 101 and Olive Avenue. And both stores are set up sort of like a mini Costco. So the idea is that you can walk in and there's a showroom where you can see equipment that we sell. And then you can walk up and down the aisles, and it's an organized warehouse where you can get things off the shelf for yourself, or we'll, of course, come and get them down for you as well. But you can buy in both individual and bulk quantities. So it's great for mom and pop cleaning supply, or mom and pop cleaning companies, because maybe they need less of certain items. And then it's also great for the larger cleaning companies and schools and large churches, because they can buy in bulk. So we're trying to kind of be a place where anyone could shop with us, big business or small business. That's the goal. So
where do you see the business going in the next couple of years?
Our goal is in the next few years to get as big as our New Mexico location. So we have big dreams, big hopes.
Are you guys the big dogs in New Mexico?
One of them. We have a couple competitors out there, but we compete pretty well out there with them. So we definitely give them a run for their money. So I would like to be able to give them a run for their money out here too, because they're also out here. So
how big is the market size in Phoenix?
Oh,
is it bigger? Or
absolutely.
Is it, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's the population is higher, all the businesses out here. Oh yeah, I forget the difference in size, but it's a lot. We have a lot of potential out here. Let's just say that. We can, if we work hard enough and get our name out, we can grow a lot bigger. Essentially the goal is to be much larger than Albuquerque. We have that potential out here. So that would be the goal.
That's fun. Yeah. And yeah, Phoenix is growing and everyone moving here. Well, I'm looking forward to that too. Of just the growth of the state,
Yes.
Yeah.
And with that, more businesses are coming in, and more people are going to need video and cleaning supplies. And
podcasts.
And
whatever.
podcasts.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yes.
I know you already mentioned the store location, but how can people get in touch if they want to do business with you guys? Like, what is the best place to contact you?
I would say if you go on our website, so it's thinkshamrocks.com. We've got our New Mexico online store, Arizona online store, and then there's a contact page on there, and you can see both of our locations and phone numbers. So visit our website for sure.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Katie, for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.